is that we're gonna get this recorded this time, man. We're gonna, yeah,
Bam.
this one has to record because we had a great conversation a couple days ago, and it was it wasn't all for nothing because we had good conversation, but it just unfortunately didn't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
All good.
yeah.
All good,
I'm
brother.
still getting used to this. The Zoom and the video. I mean, this is it's a learning progress. So, how's it
Oh
going,
yeah, for
man?
sure.
How you feeling?
It's another day in mortgage paradise, my man. Just,
Right, exactly. Another day back at it, man. Grinding early.
it's been
So
a
we'll get into it, man. I know you got a busy day, and a
still
lot
got
of
a few things.
grinding to do, right? All right,
Yep.
well,
And then
hey,
close
let's
that
get
door too if
into
you
it.
could. Yeah. Enzo, sorry. I'm gonna move.
It's
I'm gonna
all
have this door closed real quick just so we're
for sure.
uh who wants to come in? Enzo, come on. Come on. Oh, never mind.
Well, I'll just do the intro. Hey guys, welcome to another show. We got an amazing one for you today. I got my buddy, a great lender, full of knowledge. And he inspires me so much a lot. You guys will get a chance to check it out today. And Yeah, just a great guy, man. Western. Now you're with Western Pioneer Financial.
Yes.
We'll get into that. So we're here, keeping it real estate rich, here to motivate, inspire, and to bring value, right? That's what this show's about, guys. So welcome to the show,
Amen.
Sam O'Kinney. How you doing, my man?
It is another day in mortgage paradise. Can't complain. How you doing,
Oh
my friend?
man, I know we got a lot to cover, and we're gonna try to do it as efficient as we can because I know there's a whole bunch going on, man, with the market, and you got a lot of insight and thoughts about what you feel about the market and this and that. But I kind of want to switch gears real quick, and I thought about this earlier today. I was like, you know what? It'll be good to get Sam on. I kind of want to start off this way. Let's start off. I want you to start like talking to because it's a lot of a lot of youngsters too, just want to learn about business and getting into business and working for themselves and entrepreneurship and I mean, ever since pandemic, a lot of people just like trying to find new ways to make income and to be successful without going to a quote unquote 9 to 5. So what are some characteristics that you know or that you use and practice to be successful in business in general? Like, what are some of the key things someone would need to have or to do and discipline?
Well,
Sure.
so you know, kind of stepping back in that initial question, you said, a lot of people are wanting to avoid like the normal 9 to 5, and to really be successful in a normal 9 to 5, you have to get a degree, right? Typically, to make any real money, right? You have to have credentials. Well, anything we do, real estate, lending, is school hard knocks, right? And so the fundamental difference is that it's an ever changing market, right? And so we have to be competitive, we have to keep sharpening ourselves and basically be studious. So committing to being a lifelong student of your craft, right? And the skill sets that help you grow in your craft, like, communication, persuasion, sales, all that type of stuff, that's what's gonna that'd be my advice, is like,
Sure.
you can do this as long as you're constantly studying your craft and constantly being curious and remaining a student in that process.
Very true, very true. Yeah, you gotta really you gotta live your whatever your career is. You are that.
Yep.
You eat, drink, sleep it, like they say. This is all you do.
Yep. Yep.
And the one key thing you said, super important, my man, is being studious and always remaining a student. A lot of times, people we get a lot of information and we think we got it all and we know it all, and there's nothing else to learn. But hey, how long? And so which leads me into how long you have been in business. You can tell us that, and where
Sure.
you are now, and how you built an amazing team, of
Sure.
loan originators.
So I've been in and around the real estate industry for Jesus,
Not long, huh?
16 years. Yes, like about almost 16 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started in lending back during the boom, market crash. I ventured off and tried a few different things. And actually being a mechanic for a year, so I turned wrenches.
Oh my.
Um, yeah, which was definitely not what I wanted to do.
I can
Hey,
imagine you
God bless.
doing that, man. I've always known you as a business person, but you know,
Hey, the economy was tough. It was hard to get a sales job. I had no credentials, right? I had no skills. I wasn't built for that type of market. And so I needed a job, and my friend's dad had a job, so I took that. But nonetheless, it gave me some different insight, right? A more appreciation for what we do, and wanting to make sure that I never got displaced from this industry again. But yeah, I've sold real estate. I've done wholesaling. I did it for a few years, working with local investors, flipping houses. I've owned rentals. But real estate and lending, as far as like the sales, like what you do and the lending I do now, has what's consumed me for the last decade, essentially. And I've been full-time lending for the last 7 years, and started off with my license. Well, I was broker owner, not broker owner. I was an owner operator of a small brokerage, and then I transitioned into a non-producing sales manager for a retail mortgage company, and then I actually decided to start lending again myself as a producing branch manager, and in 2017. So that's kind of like the history of it. As far as like building my team, I started off with one loan and no need for a team, and then quickly started getting more and more business and hiring an assistant, and then another and another, and then we've kind of looked at the evolution of things, and we've transitioned it into loan partners now that I have working with me that are at the office that are crushing it right now for us. And now I have a team of ISAs, inside sales agents. They make calls on leads, they follow up on everything. And that's basically it. I got business development reps now too. They're going out, creating relationships with other realtors and looking to drive more business into our team. So, but it's been a process. It's been an evolution, and it's been being a student and studying what other successful people before me have done, and kind of taking from that, hiring a coach, becoming part of a coaching community, and tapping into those people and leveraging what they're doing, and sharing with them what I'm doing that's working for me, and then them reciprocating that as well, and leveraging that to grow. And that's kind of like what it's been, and what's brought me to this point.
And also, too, you got a new member to your team, kind of recently, right? And it just happens to be your wife, right? Now she's in the business
Yes.
working with you. Tell me about that
Yeah.
experience and how that works out, and the dynamics of that, and how that works.
Yeah. Yeah. So she joined my team as a business development rep. She's actually she probably has like 3 or 4 appointments today with realtors, and so she's out there, meeting people and talking about what we do, and kind of spreading the gospel of our business and what we have to offer. And she's doing a really good job at it. So it's been a great experience, and it's been a blessing in our marriage, because now she understands fundamentally, from experience, what I go through and what I have to do, and it just brought us more closer together. So it's been really good.
Nice, man. Well, I'm definitely going to get your take on the current market, but right before that, I want to know. I want you to let people know what options buyers have. The market has changed, right?
Sure.
I know you were mentioning something about a DSCR loan and product or stuff like
Yes.
that. I kind of
Yeah.
want to touch on that, and the options you could provide, and I'll let you go from there.
Sure. So I'm now a mortgage broker. I have options, a lot of options, and so there's a lot of these like niche wholesale banks that want to have an appetite for different things. So, but like the DSCR loan, that's a investment based product that we have, where it looks at the strength of the property and its ability to earn enough money to cover the expense of the property itself, like the mortgage, the debt, which is a great product. If you're an investor, and or maybe like you're self-employed, so you don't show a lot of income on paper, but you have the money for the down payment, you have great credit, and then you're like, hey, I'll buy that property on its own merit, and that's a great opportunity for you to buy a property and not have to have all the other qualifications you need for a conventional loan. For first-time home buyers, I mean, we have down payment assistance. We have the FHA and the conventional first-time home products, and they're great. And there's opportunity right now, like there hasn't been in the last 2 years, because rates are up, and some people have either priced out or, are nervous about taking the higher payment. But, there's opportunity to go in there, and we're using strategies now where we're doing either a buy down program with the interest rate, trying to get that payment lower to what it would have been 6 months ago. And then even too, like prepaying the mortgage insurance, you know what I mean? So those are factors. If you got good credit and you're looking to buy, let's say in the 400 to 600 range, and you're using a conventional loan, and you're not putting a heck of a lot of money down, let's say 5 to 10%, there's options we can take now to bring your payment, down to where it was like 6 months ago when rates were in the threes. We could probably get you in a 4% rate range, with a buy down, and prepay your mortgage insurance, saving you a couple $100 there. So there's strategies, but it takes having some veterans, knowing what they're doing and how to structure these deals and put it together, and finding opportunity. There's houses that are sitting on the market right now. With a great realtor like yourself, you can go approach these sellers and say, hey, look, I'm not asking you to lower your price. I'm just asking you to help me out so I can afford this home better. And it's like, hey, they want to sell, you want to buy. And if they're able to give you some money in the form of a credit, there's ways we can utilize that money and, put you in a lower payment than you would have been if you were just going with your run-of-the-mill loan officer.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And that's good to know because, with the affordability where it is now, it's higher for people. So a lot of buyers or would-be buyers, man, they're just not, they don't know what options they have. And that's why I'm glad you kind of touched on it. And I wanted you to cover it because there are programs and products out there to help you with down payment. Like you said, the DSCR, you can go off of your 1099 if you don't have other documentation. So
Yeah.
guys.
I even have a no income loan where we don't even look at income at all.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, if you got 25% down, decent credit, and some cash reserves, no income, 25%.
Okay, hold on, man. So these loans sound really appealing and great, right? But are they similar to the loans that got us in trouble pre-08?
No. So
Explain that.
here's the difference, right? So, back in 08, right, you were getting 100% financing with not showing any income. That's an incredibly risky loan, right? So you didn't show any income, you just had good credit, and you didn't put any money in. You got an 80/20 loan.
And your rate can change after a year or two.
Yep. So you're an ARM mortgage, right? So you had an adjustable rate mortgage, and the 228 was the most popular product back then because it had the lowest interest rate, right? And so people were doing that. They had no skin in it. So when the market turned on them and they, equity dropped 5, 10, 15, 20%, they bailed, right? Because it's like, hey, I had no skin in it. Basically, I was renting the house.
Right.
Right. Gone. Yeah. And so, but today, again, for our no income loan, it's 25% down. So, I mean, you're not going to walk away, if you buy a, $400,000 house, you're putting $100,000 in. So you're not going to walk away from $100,000. Right. And that's the thing is, I know people are talking about the market and all this what if, and I know you and I watched that Patrick Bet-David, and I'm actually going to be a response to that because I disagree with him significantly. And that's one of my favorite human beings on this planet.
I follow his stuff too. I just saw that video, but you're right. There are some things I agree with some, but then some I don't know. We just got to see how it goes. But I'd like to hear your take on it, though.
In a nutshell, my whole thing is Americans have more equity today than ever before. Yeah, interest rates are high, okay, but rent is the highest it's ever been. So that is, remember, people forget, and that's something PBD missed on completely. Is if you move out of your house and sell, your alternative is rent, and rent is the highest it's ever been, and rent is not going to go down because if hypothetically, we had a situation where we did start seeing foreclosures and people leaving the home ownership model to get into a renting model for the time being or a situation, I mean, you're talking about an already strained rental market being even more strained. And so it's, again, simple economics, supply and demand. So these rentals will go through the roof even more so because he brought up a valid point. He said, hey, today it costs $850 on average more to own than to rent because of interest rates, how much they've risen in the last 6 months. That's 100% correct. But rent never goes down and you don't own that house. And at the end of the day, interest rates do go down. We are headed towards a recession. It's inevitable at this point. And when we enter a recession, if you look at historically what the Fed has done, they've always lowered interest rates
Right.
every single time.
Very true.
So yeah, you might be in a temporary situation where interest rates are higher, causing the payment to be higher, but in 6, 12, 18, 24 months, we could be refinancing you into a better situation.
And that's kind of what I've been saying, like all along. Like, yeah, we're in a different market, but there's opportunity in this market to get, potentially underpriced. You can negotiate better with sellers, lock in a good price now. Your rate's going to be higher, but you can refi later on. Now you got
Yep.
it at a good price, and now your rate is lower. And I just want to say one thing too. I think a lot of people miss, like if you're buying a home to live in long term, why do you, as long as your payments work out for you like month to month and you can make those, what does it matter if values do drop a little bit, or you know what I mean, like
Yeah, it doesn't.
it doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't.
It only matters when you're ready to sell or maybe refi, right? That's when it matters. But in
Yeah.
that and the markets change all the time, so by the time you do sell, you might be in a good position to sell at that time 5-10 years later, right? But it's not like you got
100%.
so it doesn't matter if
100%. Yeah, you're taking out a 30-year loan for a reason.
right,
It's not a 3-year loan, a 5-year loan like on a vehicle. It's a 30-year loan.
right.
I mean, if I think about 30 years from now, I'll be a grandpa and some, like, and I got babies right now, so
Right.
it's just like you're talking about a lifetime away. So
Exactly. And then even if you
the
do,
long-term
like,
commitment.
for some reason, decide to sell in the future or have plans later on, again, the market's going to look a lot different then. And it's a good chance that market could potentially be great for you. You have your equity rate, values are up and you make your money. But, as long as you're
Absolutely.
at home, it doesn't really matter what's going on, to be honest. But that's my take.
No, I agree.
So last thing I just want to touch on really quick, where do you see us going from here right now, here to the end of the year? Do you see rates continuing going up? Do you see, I know, we have less buyers out there, a little bit more inventories picking up. Do you feel the Fed will go reduce rates this year, like towards the end of the year, because there's a slowdown right now?
Well, here's the thing. You have to remember, these guys are incredibly reactionary. I think it's hilarious. Was it Janet Yellen? She came out. She was one of the big. She was one of the individuals that was really harping on the inflation being transitory. Same thing with Jeremy Powell. They're both dead wrong. And
Right.
like, to be these like world-renowned economist, and she was former chairman of the Fed, and he's the current chairman of the Fed, and now she's the head of the Treasury or something like that. It's like, you guys are supposed to like know this stuff, right? You've been doing it for forever, and you guys are absolutely clueless. But I don't know. They're hyper reactionary. I don't believe that they know what the hell they're doing. They're just reacting to what's happening. So it's like, oh crap, we have runaway inflation. Oh, let's now start raising interest rates, when they should have done that 6 months prior to slow it down when it was quote unquote transitory. And I don't know. So what are they going to do? I have no clue. I think we have to officially be in a recession, right? So we have to have the 2 quarters of negative GDP. We're essentially the beginning of it. So technically we're in a recession, but they're not going to do anything until we're officially in a recession.
Right.
And they're dodging the R word. They're dodging it like nobody's business. They should just come out and be truthful and say, hey guys, look, we're going into a recession. That is what it is, but there's no need to panic. Like, give us the truth. They're just, I don't know. They're very disappointing. I'll just say that. But I do expect them to wait till we're officially in a recession before they make any kind of, policy change on what they're doing.
Sure. Very true, man.
Yeah.
And once again, guys, these are educated opinions. No one has a crystal ball. We don't know what's really going to happen based on history and just a lot of research and watching the market closely. These are just some things that we feel that may potentially happen. So, but yeah,
Sure.
great gems, my man. We got to do this again, man. I know we don't have a whole bunch of time, but I definitely got to get you back because you got some great points. You want to leave everyone, how to reach you if they want some more, information about the market or loan lending and rates and all that good stuff. How do they reach you?
Just go to samlensmoney.com. It's all there. You can search me on all the social media platforms at samlensmoney. I'm getting a lot more active in that. So that's basically it.
Yeah, Sam Lens Money, man, it's great branding, bro. And you guys might see that guy around town with the Sam Lens Money hat. just say what's up to him. Really cool dude, and it's always a pleasure, my friend. Always a pleasure for sure. You have a
Appreciate
great
you, brother.
one.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, anytime, anytime. We'll talk to you soon, my guy. Take care.
You too. God bless.
All right, guys.